で、あっちの準備はどうなの？も
ちろん。
バージョンアップの成果はあった。
はい。イーターの行動原理理論は。いや
ー、頑張ってるじゃない。
Leave that fucking alone.
あれのテスト、ド派手にやっちゃ。
お任せあれ。
That pose I swear is saying to me, "Oh, me hip."
That is definitely still the face of someone that has subsisted on nothing but Red Bulls for the past week.
What sleep?
Can't sleep. Clown will eat me.
Yes, that fucker did just look at us.
He drinks all the Red Bull so he can see the fourth wall.
4, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4, no, 4, no, no wall, no floor, we fall. You fall. It's just plastic.
Orange peel.
解読はそっちに戻ってからゆっくり。
上出来だ。ならばすぐにそこを出し、混乱が生じている今なら堂々と勝負。
けど体験会場のイーター、
エデンのサーバーは現在停止状態になっている。イーターをすべて始末しようというね。奴らと接触し、虎の子の機密情報を。
了解。
Control is a trip.
体験会場にイーターが出現した件。
Control is several trips in one.
参加者の一部が
It was what you said some time ago. It's one of those trips made it into Alan Wake too.
Yeah. Damn, that whole musical scene was hilarious.
But then, thanks to DLC, they did connect Alan Wake and Control to be in the same world.
Yeah, well, they did it before. They did it without the DLC. Even they just hammered it home with the DLC. No, without the DLC, you could still find several references to things that happened in Alan Wake. There were still little notes about everything that happened around Bright Falls and such.
パラダイスロスト計画。パラダイスロスト。そうだ。聞いたことはあるかな。
Wait a minute, I figured it out. The guy doesn't subsist on Red Bulls. He found that candy that Mabel found in Gravity Falls.
Oh, no.
Oh.
The one that was banned and recalled.
Yep.
So he hasn't using a Digivice to get onto the net then.
No, he doesn't. He can shift his consciousness at will.
That would make for a different sort of Digimon series.
Yes.
We want to see
The spice must flow.
We want to see a Digimon friends again, but we must get high on this candy.
Sounds like a Robot Chicken episode. Oh, seriously, that sounds exactly like what Robot Chicken would have come up with.
Oh god, I'm remembering that's basically the Digimon franchises have about 4 different mangas coming out, produced by fans. It's a part of the competition to go along with Digimon Liberator, which is the latest webcomic they're releasing, along with a webbook. I'm still annoyed that they took down Digimon Dreamers. It's still the 3 episodes online for free. The rest of the series is gone.
少なくとも
Wasn't
持ち帰
even
ってきたデ
finished
ータの
yet.
中にはなかった。
あの部屋にだってそれらしいものはなかったぜ。
そうでしたか。
力になれなくて悪い。協力してくれてありがとな。
It was a fun, ridiculous little comedy series with serious moments
失礼
in
し
there.
ます。
おい、ちょっと待てよ。
And Digimon Liberator is pretty much the card game,
もう
like in
協
Setting
力は
Like
でき
Eden.
ないかもしれません。
And I won't talk anymore about it because there's about 8 episodes released so far.
おい、
And
聞いてただろ。あいつ、
I don't want to give
エデ
any
ン症候
surprises
群
if
の兄
Pops
貴
are
がいて
reading it.
そのことで、そんでもって、親父さんの夢でもあったエデンまで。お前だってそんな体なんだ。無関係じゃねえ。俺は、励ますとか、慰めるとか、柄じゃねえけど、行ってこいよ。
少し見直したぞ、少年。
京子さんに褒められても。
Seriously, every time I look at that guy, he just makes me think of Seto Kaiba. Which also reminds me, I thought to myself earlier this week, I thought, you know, I haven't actually watched the original Yu-Gi-Oh series. I never actually sat down and watched it.
Oh, yeah.
So I went to go look for it. And I thought, okay, I know the English dub was done by 4Kids and it was absolutely horrible.
何ですか。
So I went to go look for you know, just the Japanese version subtitled. I couldn't find it.
あなたは元の体
I found something else entirely,
Oh no.
which was a shorter series. I think it was only like 12 episodes. I only watched like one of them. But it started out with Yugi actually putting the puzzle together.
Ah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Series 0.
Yeah, but the thing is, it wasn't called Series 0 on the, you know, where I found it. It was just called Yu-Gi-Oh! 1998, I think. Yu-Gi-Oh! 1998. And it was just about how Yugi was just this horribly freaking bullied kid. And then he puts a puzzle together.
Oh, God,
And
no.
then basically he doesn't send somebody to the Shadow Realm. He just basically destroys their mind because they were bullying him.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't get the super deep voice he got from what I remember the 4Kids. His voice was just, you know, kind of still fairly high-pitched teenager.
And I actually found the manga for it, and it was... Yeah, he didn't get any taller either.
He just got spikier hair, really.
Yep.
But no, this one guy was bullying him. And basically, at the end, he assembles the puzzle. And the guy that was bullying him goes back to bully him some more. And right at the same time, he finishes that puzzle. So somehow, this power awakens within him because it's Yu-Gi-Oh! And he's standing on top of a tower of sorts. And he has this rope tied to his wrist. And the rope lashes out and ties to the other guy's wrist. So now they're both hanging from the top of this tower. And then they play a game that involves just a normal deck of cards where they flip cards and whatever you draw raises you up and lowers the other guy down. At the end of it, the other guy cheats and just starts climbing the tower on his own. At which point Yugi goes, "Oh, you cheated. Well, I knew that's the way it would end." And then he just kind of flings him off the tower, where the guy falls and then gets eaten by worms. Roughly about a half a cent. These things were about half the size of sandworms. They just kind of looked like earthworms that opened up and had teeth. Then it fades away before it actually shows the guy getting chomped. It pans forward to the next day where they find the guy just kind of in the fetal position, shaking and freaking terror, talking about he didn't want to get eaten. Just laying in the middle of the ground in front of the school. A Japanese version of Yami-Yuki Don't Play.
Yep.
And later on in the manga series 0 is based on, because it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Series anime compared to the manga is tamer. To the point of one of the later issues deals with I think it's Joy being bullied by a bunch of yo-yo users. And it turns into a battle of yo-yos.
I mean, yo-yos were traditionally weapons.
Hear that, Lanson? One of the mecha series I watched is a combination of basically realistic mecha versus super robots, and one of those super robots basically uses yo-yos.
But yeah, I tried watching the first episode of the 4Kids dub, and it's like, dear God, this feels horrible. Even all these years later, it's just like, this feels like they only gave the actors one take to read every goddamn line.
So it's very much Little Karibo has done a more definitive version of dubbing it.
Probably. But I still couldn't find that series with just a subtitled to see what people were actually saying in it.
I found some episodes of it, and when we're dealing with the Mash Brothers, it's a case of no, they weren't being sent to Stellar Realm. That was just basically a drop to the depths.
Although I will say, if you design a deck for professional dueling, and this is a thing that happens in the real world with games like Magic, you do not design a deck that relies around stalling until one gimmick comes out.
Oh, the Exodia deck.
Yeah. I mean, that was the first episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! 4Kids dub. He managed to pull Exodia out of his ass at the last second and save his skin. Using the deck that was specially crafted by his grandfather, who, according to the show, was amazing at the game and a genius and one of the best players ever, etc., etc., etc. I'm sorry, if you're building a deck that relies on one gimmick where you need 5 separate cards to pull it off, you have designed a bad deck.
I have seen a deck designed to pull Exodia, and it's basically stall and draw.
Yeah, but it's not going to win you that many matches. Not when you're talking professional level. You can get away with it just casual play. But when you're talking professional level, no, that's not going to do anything for you. Granted, there were enough powerful stuff in the Exodia deck, like the Dark Magician and such, But I mean, it's just, oh look, there were only 5 Blue Eyes White Dragon cards, and this one deck you're facing has 3 of the goddamn things in it. I mean, that in and of itself is just a special thing.
Yep.
Which tells me that Seto Kaiba is not a skilled player so much as a rich goddamn collector.
Mm.
Sorry, he's not skilled. He just has really freaking powerful cards.
Also, it's fine. Yugi loses like most of his Exodia cards on the boat ride to Pegasus's challenge.
What is that, like episode 3?
Probably.
You have a person that looks like Bug Weevil, and you trust him.
What can go wrong?
Yeah, makes you wonder how big his deck was if you'd afford to lose 5 cards.
I think Joey managed to get 2 of the Exodia cards back by jumping in, but that was about it.
Oh. Oh.
And I'm sorry, if somebody did what Seto Kaiba did to, to goad Yugi into that duel, i.e. he basically forced the old dude into a duel, stole his super rare card that he had emotional attachment to, and then ripped it up in front of me. Seto Kaiba's going to the hospital. You call an ambulance, but not for me. That type of thing. I'm sorry. I'm punching him. And then setting his whole deck on fire. Well, his whole deck minus the one card he ripped in half.
Yeah.
A replacement for the one card he ripped in half.
And Nokia's recruitment efforts. How does this work? No.
Why did they have to call her Nokia? Just makes me think she's a cell phone given a body.
Plot twist! I don't know.
What is this? Hyperdimension Neptunia?
Again, most of her development happens in Hacker's memory. I think it mostly comes down to, hang on, we have these two characters that recur in the story, but we haven't really given much to them. Right, we need to fix that.
All we need is some Digimotivation.
Yeah, sure, protection.
Bunch of simps.
If you don't crush in, I'm gonna start thinking of your head.
Not that head!
I remember thinking it.
This isn't Raven After Dark.
Or Raincoat.
Despite what comments are coming up.
Wait, how was that guy only 30% registered?
I already generated one for the farms.
Ah, okay.
Actually, who's got? That'd be nice. Well, scan data on more items. Time to body the blobs.
Why is bullying the blob such a theme in a lot of JRPGs?
They're easy to design. Anyway, I remember what the Golden King Slime encounter is from Breath of Fire 3. That ain't bullying.
And from what I recall, that's a case of he's going to bully the hell out of you.
Yep.
And all because you stole his apple.
He loves that apple.
You look like you're trying to be Ash Ketchum with that outfit, but not quite. And you look like you're trying to be Gary, but not quite. That or the other shit kid in gold and silver.
I can never remember his canon name. I am feared low despite as shunned by hacker community. I am
Okay, Edgelord.
I am the literary hacker of infamy.
Dave?
First person national card.
Legendary and infamy are not the same thing, no.
Self-proclaimed legend indeed.
Legend in his own mind.
Yeah, just what you see is Digimon.
Is it one of the piles of poo? it's not. That would have been hilarious, though. It does decent damage.
They are megas.
Yep.
That didn't do any damage, but it did stun.
Yep. This is a story fight. We can't win yet.
Boo.
So you're saying don't waste your items on it.
Yep.
I mean, for a story fight, it sure is taking them a little while to take you down, too.
Yep.
Probably because we're just that awesome.
There we go. We're not dead yet.
This was not like the one game I played as a kid, Dragon Seed, where you start out and they're like, here, have a baby dragon. Then this guy comes in and is like, challenge my ultimate mighty dragon. And then you're pretty much forced to have your baby dragon get killed by this thing.
Can you revive it?
Nope.
Oh, God. It's like, here, have a baby dragon for 5 seconds.
Here,
Exactly.
have emotional scarring.
Exactly. Like, there's even a point where they ask, like, would you like to fight my big dragon? And you can say no multiple times, and then it just goes, you don't have a choice. And even if you somehow manage to keep the dragon alive till the timer runs out, the guy goes, screw that, and kills him anyway.
So just out of curiosity, after they kill off your new pet baby dragon, do they stick like a gravestone in the ground that you have to keep running by for the rest of the game?
No, luckily.
I was gonna say, it sounds like something they would do just to rub it in, just that extra little bit. Just late in the game, you run by and it's like, hey, remember that baby dragon you killed at the very beginning? Here's a reminder. Hello, Blackjack. Do you have opinions on them killing off baby dragons at the beginning of the game?
For those who are interested, Dragon Seed. It's kind of like Monster Rancher, but with dragons.
Some guy just decides he wants to be a complete and total jackass to you right at the beginning. This is great.
Yep.
Boss encounters. They tend to last longer. Boss encounters against megas. Hope you got the levels.
I mean, it's not like these bosses are hitting you hard enough to be a concern yet. They're just kind of chipping away at you the same way you're chipping away at them.
You know, it's like that fight of Metapod versus Metapod.
Yeah.
That was so stupid. Harden!
I like that one.
You hadn't had more!
Or like that one Flash video that was around a long time ago. Magikarp versus Magikarp.
Oh, God.
It looped after a while, but it was long enough that you couldn't tell. You had to figure out where the loop was. I think the two trainers actually traded like 20 lines of dialogue each. And then it finally started looping. It said, Magikarp, use tackle! What do you mean you don't? Oh, god damn it, just use splash!
He wasn't level 15 yet.